Well, today I am very privileged to have Kelly with me to tell a little bit about her story with brain sprints. I have known Kelly for a while, and it's just been a pleasure as she's come to, especially onto the support group meetings, just a blessing both ways. But anyway, Kelly, welcome. I'm glad to have you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jan. You've blessed our family tremendously.
Oh, well, that just blesses my heart too. So, so I just wanted to ask you a little bit about what was going on when you found brain sprints. What kind of struggles was your child having? Um, like, how was your homeschool going? And what led you to us, basically?
Sure. So I have four children and we love reading out loud. We love music, outdoor time, art. And when I started teaching reading to my second daughter, formal instruction was not going well, especially reading and math. And so I don't like to push, and I thought she would just learn on her own time. And slowly I began to see that things were just not clicking like I thought they should. And so after doing and I did not want to go to a traditional therapy because I could tell that my child was still bright. I could tell that she loved learning, but I felt that something was just slightly off. And so after looking around on the internet, I came across your brain sprints. And something in that, when I read the description, it just totally clicked. And I thought, I need to call this company tomorrow. And so when I did the first evaluation, so many things made sense. Like the tags. My child, she did not like any tags on anything. Her skin, even as a baby, she was always slightly fussy. And it was sometimes difficult with her. And then when I checked all of the things on your evaluation and spoke with Bobby online, and I made the first evaluation, and it helped me so much. And I felt like I had finally had direction and that somebody understood my child.
That is great. That's great. So, not major things. What age was she again?
I started seeing problems in kindergarten, and then I contacted you in the spring of her first grade year.
Okay. So she was still young. And you were homeschooling, right? You had
Correct.
already homeschooled one child and taught them to read.
Correct. It reached a point where it took a week to recognize a number, the number 11. It took a week to recognize that. And for me, I thought it might have been something wrong with her. However, in my evaluation, it was, you thought that something was wrong with the tracking of her eye. And so sure enough, when I took her to an eye doctor, it was found that she is farsighted. I didn't even know that was an issue with children. I got glasses for myself because I can't see far away. So I just assumed that would be the same story. And I feel so bad even to this day that it was an eye brain issue and not just her. And so that was such a huge revealing thing for me to see as a parent when I was get frustrated. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about brain sprints is that listening to you talk has just helped me as a parent to help me have more patience. And so I absolutely I loved your program because it has helped so much.
Well, that's terrific. Well, one of the first things that you do want to check when your child's having problems is acuity. Um, some people don't know for sure where to start, and that's one of the things that we do is help to direct them. Farsighted or nearsighted, can they see up close? Can they see far away? But even past that, there's a vision issue that when your eyes aren't tracking together or they're not converging, the eyes putting one message on top of the other, it can cause all kinds of challenges. And that's where we really come in as far as trying to identify where the glitches are, not to see the child's struggles and concentrate on them, but to see what could be causing those struggles. So did you ever like doubt yourself as a teacher? Some homeschoolers, even though they've been successful with one, they start to doubt their abilities to teach when one of their children has trouble. Did you have that issue as well?
Yes, I thought, what am I doing wrong this time? And it was really easy to feel discouraged. But when I found your
Mm.
group, I felt a community, and seeing that what I'm struggling with was not unique, and finding the right support was major. And we also did, there was the, we occluded her ear. So she had, what is that called again? The, what,
Mixed dominance.
mixed dominance. Yes. So that was an issue as well. So we did the digit spans. And so the physical movement, we did that in the foundations program. And so doing all the exercises together and just trusting your program, trusting it completely. So I stopped doing my reading program. I stopped doing my math program, and I just did foundations. And then for our academic work, and I still kept doing outside time and art, read aloud. So I did other things, but my formal instruction became just the foundations.
So that's an interesting point that you bring up. When you have a child that has some inefficiencies, and what I mean by that is not inefficiencies in intelligence at all, but inefficiencies in the brain pathways, getting the message from one place to the other, then it's really best to stop, fix that. It's not that we're not going to do reading, not going to do math. We absolutely are, and we're going to make great progress in those areas. But we're going to shift from trying to put a lot of information in to an inefficient brain, and then fix those pathways so that everything works better from then on. So tell us a little bit about before and after, and even during, if you want to add some of those things, what changes you saw as you went along in the foundations program.
At first, it was like I said, it would be a struggle to do a reading lesson or a math lesson. And when I stopped my other curriculum and just did foundations, I slowly started seeing my child take more of an interest in wanting to read. How your reading program, like you've talked a lot about going seesawing from too much phonics to too much sight reading, but yours is a blend that helped so much. And I didn't even realize that. I think there's so many competing voices in the homeschool world, in education. And so just listening and following your instruction and just trusting you 100% helped so much. And now today, my child loves reading. She completed the Mensa reading, the little reading program. We could do the summer reading program at our library. She reads every single day and loves it. And this has gone from fighting and crying about reading instruction to she loves it. And that would not have been possible if it was not for you. Her ability to focus and also persevere and doing the hard things, because it is hard to do log rolls. It is hard to do occluding the ear. It's hard to have that dedicated time. And are you wondering, is this helping? But slowly by slowly, I saw huge improvements that I did not see possible at all beforehand. I think I was almost hopeless. And then going into doing your program transformed our entire homeschooling journey.
Wow, that's quite that's quite the endorsement. It's very, very humbling for me. It is the things that God has shown me through natural development, and how some of those gaps in the child's development happen without us knowing it. And once we get those pathways working, then everything gets better. So, what would you tell of a mom that's kind of looking for help for their child? They don't really know what to do, but there's And like you said, there's all these competing voices out there. You should do this, you should do that. You have to do this for 2 years. You know, if they're having trouble reading, you have to do this particular program or whatever. So it's a confusing world for parents. So what would you tell moms that are looking for help?
One, I would say that God gave you your child. And so he gave you this beautiful child, and not to hesitate and to follow your educational guidelines, your program, just to trust you and your program. I love what you said about it's a natural way to learn, and you might not think you're seeing results fast. As a society, we want to see quick results. That's not going to happen quickly. But by trusting yourself, by trusting brain sprints, by trusting the format that you gave, your child will slowly be able to change. And we have our children, it is a short time, but to slowly go through what you did will be life-changing. But I think trusting yourself as a parent and brain sprints together, success can be achieved. And I also have just loved meeting with the support calls for you. And I also would recommend your podcast where you speak. Your website has so much information. And to, once you are committed, to not to doubt yourself by looking at other places. Because other places will recommend different things, and then you're going to be adding in more confusion. So to focus on, like you've said, it's a marathon. We're going to go slow, but your child will be able to learn.
Okay, that's good. So some people have different views about what a marathon is. About how long did you work with your child before, you know, you were pretty much ready to work on any other curriculum?
Well, about 2 years. I mean, we went slow. I did one full year of all the physical exercises, but we're still working on, we do our flashcards for, my child now is in 5th grade. And to keep our math facts fresh, we still do multiplication for rapid recall to keep them fresh. So I'm still ongoing. I mean, it still is it's a process, but 1 year for sure of all the physical exercises. But we've been able to transition that into her reading now I mean, she does not need reading instruction anymore. And math now we're onto a formal curriculum that she's able to go into.
Well, okay, terrific. Well, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your experience with brain sprints. I just really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Dr. Jan.